So Americans, I don't think we're gonna see a problem of lack of snares between two American guilds.
All I
Looks
see
like
is
they
a
have
ranger.
looks like they have pretty mirror builds here. Some skill differences, but same main classes.
No, the big complaint that I had about Nomads when they first brought it back was just that Archer and allowing assassins to just kind of shadow walk up there. But with the fix to shadow walk, I guess only orb displacement assassins can really exploit that and get the jump in on the base. And those just aren't
To be
working.
honest, it's
You can't anchor up there anymore?
you
Well,
can.
it's
The
just
shadow
shadow
walk is just really
It just
crippled
ends
now.
so fast now that you can't you don't have an opportunity to get any work done.
Shadow walk.
To be honest, though, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, though, like teleporting to that archer is just so effective. I'm surprised you don't see assassins even with AOD or something. Because I mean, like it's a little bit more of a gimped bar, but it's just so effective with that archer on this map.
But in very un-American fashion. Here we go with two teams slamming into each other at stand. Looks like Easy got there first and have their the superior positioning already. You can see their backline nicely up high while the opponent's backline stuck in the quicksand.
Looks like there's already a lot of damage coming out for both teams. I'd assume it's because of the flux. Already see bars getting really low. There goes one already. You know, I'm honestly surprised on this map. Like the flag stand is just so tiny that I'm really surprised you don't see more dervishes and invokes with this flag. Just because it's so hard to not ball up at the flag stand on this map.
Well, it seems like they just like these one melee spikes. They seem to be really effective.
Yeah, this map in particular actually lets their elementals like hit a lot of people. Like, you know, the flag is tight, the bridges are tight. Like, there are just a lot of AoE opportunities.
Easy's already running flags on their Ellie Skittles. Red just capped. We'll see if their flagger goes. If he does, then his team... We'll see what happens. I don't think that life is going to hit anybody that this flagger for Yeey just dropped. Kind of a blunder.
But it definitely won't hit all of them, yeah. It seems like both teams are content right now to just battle it out of flag stand, not really vary it up at all. Which I honestly, with this flux, I think I'm okay with teams staying at flag stand and battling without changing it up even more so than usual, just because there's always that chance for somebody to get lucky, and the flux just amplifies that.
So I guess these assassins have Augury of Death, so they can ally assassins. So
yeah, it might be Dark Escape. I don't even know.
I saw a deep wound, so I'm assuming it was Augury.
Danny Mousesports at least has Augury of Death, I just saw it. I'm not sure about the other one.
I mean, both these teams are running the same build we saw win last match, right? It's just they're going about it at stand.
Yep.
Seems like it.
I mean, the flagger pushing and stuff that the team used last match, I don't think will be as effective when both teams are running mirror builds here, just because they can do the same thing back to you.
Is this build really that effective against the Nomad style builds that I remember, where you would just get trolled on the whole flag path and you just constantly push flaggers? Is this build really just that good against that old strategy?
Well, I think it's pretty good. I mean, you have the Ranger, you have a Fire Ellie that can split. Like, Dervishes are always pretty good at splitting. Like, they have enough... It has enough characters that I think can deal with running around the map.
So we see finally some kills here. Looks like Jerry Divine Heals got Wiener LOL'd in the phase and dropped. That's canon, isn't it? It should be canon.
That's
I expect
fine.
it to be.
It's the number 1 dervish here. I'm just gonna zoom in on him for a while. Spamming those skills. So this is the problem. You know, with this flux, I think you'll see more deaths, but, you know, dervishes are obviously very boring to play. It's their straight skill scam and have a very low skill cap. You know, you're not going to see much difference between like this dervish and any other dervish. A little unfortunate.
Yeah.
Bad for the game.
There's some little things you can do, but I mean it's definitely not such a huge margin of like difference.
No, Warrior Bar hasn't much. I mean, not huge, but you definitely have more variance in the quality of Warrior.
Looks like their flagger almost got caster spiked out there.
Yeah, this Santa Red Bars looks like he's zeroing out here. Like, the energy pressure on him is pretty high.
Yeah, it does seem like it.
I mean, he just had to save that last one with Woe. He couldn't even infuse.
Well, this build has so much disruption. They can actually just switch a Dom to, you know, defensive mode and stabilize pretty easily, I would imagine. Or run with offense if they need to.
Yeah, it does have a lot of interrupts. I haven't been paying attention to the Mesmer elites. Are they both E-Surge or P-Block or what? Looks like
E-Surge
Hotshots has E-Surge. Okay, they both have E-Surge then.
So.
That's definitely the smart choice, I think, just because, I mean, ever since the buff to E-Surge, it's just a lot of damage. And so it's always going to be good with this build, a build like this.
You know, I was just gonna say, you can kind of tell in a match like this who's got the edge based on monk work rate, because Easy's monks just weren't having to cast as much, but then they took a spike death right to the face. I think they got too comfortable there.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty even on kills, it looks like. I mean, the morale's pretty similar.
Oh, okay.
That was a huge kill. That Flame Jin's hasted 143 to Dark Veil backline.
Snap is actually doing really well shutting down these monks on the spikes. Much better than, what? Like, I think, their Divine was locked down.
Are we seeing, have you guys seen any Prot Spirits this match? I know that there's a Shatter Enchant and everything that really shut it down.
On the version with Divine.
I haven't seen too many Sprout Spirits so far. I've seen a lot of Spirit Bond though, because that's obviously really good with this flux too.
Yeah.
It just heals everything, basically.
Dark just infused into a spike. Like
Oh,
on
that was
him.
a death
It was a
pact
bit
kill
of a
there.
blunder.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Maybe Dark thinks he's in Han tanking his rating, I don't know.
It's hard to turn off, Kyle. I mean, sometimes when you're going big in
I
one
think
way,
they might
it's
have
hard to...
faked the caster spec there on somebody else.
That's
why Dark
possible, yeah.
infused.
That's
That
a play
caster
that you...
Doesn't seem like it's enough to kill people right now though, until they get DP.
Yeah,
But that's still
it
a
is
play you
lot of
only
damage,
see
though.
in a spike build, like what, twice a match? I mean, fake spike, that's a lot of coordination among a team, and I don't see that play being used more than once or twice, so it's really impressive to actually see it go through when you do use it.
Well, I mean, it only takes like the Mesmer to fake a spike that, like, you know, one guy is enough to burst down the damage enough to think that there's a fake spike coming in. Maybe one guy was just off the spike target. I refuse to believe anybody in 2012 has enough coordination.
So bad equals good math though.
Yes.
I think even if caster spiking without the dervish isn't gonna kill anybody at this point, that team should really just always caster spike a lot still.
Yeah, it's
Just because
I mean,
it
it's
puts-
spiking for pressure on
Yeah,
the monks, especially with the Damas in play. Like, it puts a ton of pressure on the
Exactly,
monks
yeah.
to perform correct.
I mean, yeah, these builds just have so much spammable damage, like, it's pointless to not caster spike all the time. And then get in your big spikes with the dervish right after.
I mean, it's basically triple Ellie with disruption.
Yeah.
It really is. I was thinking that... Yeah, also Dark is really gun shy right now with his infuse after getting caught from that fade. If you notice, he's
Well-
just not infusing spikes right now. He's really not wanting to fall for that trick again.
You have to remember too that they changed the flux to increase healing amounts. So I mean, Woe's going to be even more effective just using Woe on a spike if you're able to catch it in time. And that makes Spirit Bond heal for more too, right? Because is it all healing or just healing?
I imagine it
Healing
does.
spells. I forget exactly what that is. So I mean, at this point normally without the flux, I'd say one of these teams should start, you know, pushing a flag or splitting or doing something different. But I mean, the flux just has it just makes the game so volatile that I think it's still fine that both of these teams are sitting at the stand trying to kill each other. Just because it's so easy to get to score a lucky kill and just have a team wipe. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not. Just because of the flux
I
to stay
feel
at the stand more.
Spike versus spike at stand is a dangerous way to go for both teams, but you know, if you just have faith in your team's execution, you can just raw it up and expect to win every single time.
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
gear
it's
spike
really
style.
dependent on if you think you're better than them. It's a mirror build. You're
Yeah.
both at stand. You know, if you split off, you're basically saying, you know, I don't have confidence in our micro ability to win a stand.
And I
You
mean,
know,
it is
so
two
it
American
could come
teams,
down
so of
to
course they... It is two American teams, so of course they both think that they're better than each other, you know, so...
Yeah. That's how we roll. I think it's really on the Dom Mesmers to break any stalemate right now. Like, you gotta hit the diversion on a Woe or something here.
You know, I'm
Oh,
honestly really surprised
there we
that there's not more deaths going on for both teams just because of the Dom Mesmers. I mean, like one diversion or shame during a spike should just instantly kill somebody with how much
Well-
damage both teams have.
It's gotta be, to me, the as they were seeing a bit
This
of a
is-
wipe here,
this is not
just
looking
that
good for
people
Easy.
are running on damage a lot right now. I've been seeing a lot of damage flag run. But
This is
Easy
a
right
wipe.
now is running on damage and dying at the same time, which is not what you want.
Looks like they weren't AO'd or as dark, so they're gonna have to fall back now.
Yeah, you can't
This
get
should
his,
give...
packed, de-shotted.
Yeah, this should give Very to Fail a boost, which is just gonna be huge at this point.
It's almost game. A boost on
well-
top of-
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Easy's gonna have to change up their tactics. You're gonna have some kind of pride to want to go back out there and fight again after giving up a boost
Yeah.
in a team wipe.
Well, I think
mean,
you have to
I-
change your tactics. You're losing 8v8 for sure. I think you got to split, which Skittles looks like he wants to do.
Yeah, I would definitely predict that too, that Easy's gonna start trying to run around the map and force Yeey to make mistakes.
Yeah, basically.
It's a
at that
legitimate
point,
tactic. This
you're
isn't
definitely
like...
behind.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, it is.
So they have a splitter already responded to it. They need a ranger out as well. So the Bitter Badger needs to leave the base.
He's got lightning up right now. He's gonna try to... Just interrupted politics as usual, which kind of amuses me.
I mean,
This makes
split-
no sense. What they're doing now with this split.
Yeah, it
Or
looks like
not
they're
split.
just trying to like collapse, even though that the other team has their entire team there anyway, I guess. I
Oh,
don't know.
Santa Red Bars is not in a good spot right now. Yeah, I mean, position-wise,
pretty
not
rough.
a good place to stand right now. That is not where you want to be.
Yeah, I'm not sure what
Now
he
they're
was
going to
doing
be in trouble over this bridge. Yeah.
This bridge
That's
is
a
going to be
really
Invoke
bad
Heaven
micro
right now.
mistake.
We're just going to see bars popping.
And
The bridge is
something
gonna
Invoke,
be pretty dangerous
Rod
for
Gord.
both teams, to be honest. Like they
Yeah,
both
Easy
they really
doesn't
want to get
wanna
across this,
push
I'm
out
sure.
too hard here.
Looks like they're trying to body block number 1 and 3. Oh no, now they're backing up. They know that the bridge is super dangerous.
Yeah.
But
Divine 3 though is
out pretty
caught.
far. And
Yeah.
it goes down. If I was
Looks like
easy,
you got-
I would... If I was easy, I would split off right now. I mean, there's no way that they're gonna hold up here, sitting on this bridge.
This ridge
Yeah,
is pretty
there goes
on it
Skittles.
though.
It's a very
They
hard
need two
split.
people to go.
Because honestly, this Brit's gonna, yeah, easily take care of this guy. Not to mention, might even be able to party heal.
They definitely need to split more than just one character. They should be splitting the ranger too, I think. Maybe even the dervish, I don't know. But I mean, I think it's the right choice to at least try to split because they're behind on DP. They're obviously behind on the AVA battle. So I mean, the only way to get an advantage again is to try and force Red to start making mistakes.
I feel
and mess
like
up
their
somehow.
thinking was, let's move Skittles and then have our Ranger spread some poison and maybe we can get some kills. But all that, and they just kept fighting. I mean, even if that was their play, I don't see why they wouldn't be fighting in their Knights right now.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
I mean,
They
that's
have
two
no
people
damage
down,
up.
minute 30. I mean, they could practically corral Skittles, although it's probably the wrong play. Instead, right now, yeah,
probably,
ball
yeah.
up the Knights, Dervish crushes them both.
Like that's a dominant
Yep.
turn or solo promo.
I was actually going to comment on that. I mean, at this point in Guild Wars, like, with Dervishes being really good and stuff, it almost seems like getting your Knights aggroed is almost a liability sometimes, just because, like, Dervishes just can blow them up so easily.
Yeah, I
And
can
so
see
if
that,
you're under
but
pressure, it almost seems like a liability to your monks to try to keep those alive as well, instead of just stay outside of them. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I mean, it just seems like it's so easy to ball up the Knights and kill them with how Guild Wars is right now.
this was pretty straightforward here. I think Easy made a pretty big lack of plays there. But I agree with the person in Snap that in chat that said Snap was big there. He definitely had a good game there on Den Lismer to help push his team towards
Yeah.
victory.
Good well.
I agree with that.